Prices. Here he is. There's the cameraman right here. Oh, cool. Look at this. Yeah. How you doing? Thank you for having your battery charged. It is the 27th of September. We're on, huh? Hey, thanks a lot for being here. We're almost right on time. I'm standing here at the eastern approaches to the pedestrian bridge that takes us from San Lorenzo Park, where I'm standing here with two friends, Joel Kappa. And Joel wasn't sure he was going to be on TV here. Good.
Can't help it, I guess.
Joel and I are active together in the so-called Penny University, which meets every Monday afternoon here in Santa Cruz at the old, and it is old, 1864. Red, it is. It's 1864.
Yeah.
Red Episcopalian Calvary Episcopal Church, and on my right, to the left of the camera, is our ambassador to Russia, Richard Snow, in the mythic government. He doesn't know he was going to be on television either, but I called it computer TV. So here, in fact, we have, once again, in the episode 1, you will remember, which we did up in Felton. Remember we looked at the tree there, what's it called, the Heritage Redwood in downtown Felton, and it said that the guy who planted that tree died on September 27th, 1947, I believe it was. So today is the, fifth anniversary of his death, but it's also the 30th anniversary of my having created this flag. It sure goes off.
Yay to the flag.
Were you there yesterday? Yesterday, Richard and I attended the Pachamama Alliance presentation on, what's it called, Furthering the Dream, or something like that?
Awakening the Dreamer, Changing the Dream.
Yes, Awakening the Dreamer, Changing the Dream. Richard had turned me on to this, and we were both present. And did you notice that after I spoke, Richard, the dog went off? My friend Lloyd pointed this out. I said what I had to say about the Taoist Revolution and everything, and about the Peace Corps emphasis, and the dog at the back of the room had been totally quiet until then, went woof, woof. And Lloyd pointed out that was Quetzalcoatl coming through, the winged coyote in the avataric personality of that dog there. That was the Quetzalcoatl principle coming down out of the sky. The what do we call them? The benevolent, beneficent sheepdogs that are coming, the cosmic sheepdogs coming down to help the other sheepdogs who better be sheepdogs. The white sheepdogs versus the black sheepdogs, and in the middle we got sheep everywhere, sheep all over the place. This is metaphor, of course. Metaphors be with you. Well, we're going to turn the camera off and come back in a bit after we regroup, but it's wonderful that right on schedule, our cameraman,
Across the bridge.
Morgan McGinnis. I haven't introduced the cameraman. This is Morgan McGinnis. Once again, this is Joe Kappa and Richard Snow. Richard you met before, because remember he was there one time and had to split, I think. Okay, well hello again. Now we are situated at the south end, toward the more southern part of San Lorenzo Park, downtown Santa Cruz, just on the other side of the San Lorenzo River, which you can see in the background there. Somebody just went by in a vehicle. Actually, the river's over there. And at the end of the Gary Snyder episode, which was number 3, as I recall, which we did on May 8th, his 78th birthday, Morgan and I went down to one of my favorite places down there on the San Lorenzo River, a little sandy beach, and we filmed that last little few minutes there as I read the poem, The Peace of Wild Things by Wendell Berry. You can go back to that. That'd be the last part of Volume 3. Peace Force 13, Orphic Koans and Teriyaki tacos. I don't have too much signage today. I have these old bedraggled placards that we used in the bagelry patio for numbers 4 and 5. Okay, I want to sing just a little song here and read a poem, and then we're going to go into this big, humongous festival that's happening in the park north of us. This is the annual Women's, WO/MEN''S, Women's Alliance for Medical Marijuana Festival in San Lorenzo Park. There's all kinds of stuff going on here. Live music on the stage in the middle of, what do they call it, Duck Island? There's on a Duck Island stage in the middle of the duck pond. It's a happy cannabic experience happening up there. And on that note, cannabic, C-A-N-N-A-B-I-C, having to do with cannabis, I want to introduce you to the word in Spanish that means that cáñamo, C-A-N-A-M-O, with an accent over the first A, cáñamo, that is a word for marijuana in Spanish. Now here is the current issue of the New Yorker magazine. The cover is not too important, but it's exemplificational representative of what's happening on Wall Street these days. But more poignantly for us, right down the hole there, More poignantly for us, the middle central photographic spread here brought me to tears again. This is what is happening in our militarized society everywhere. These are people who, this little boy's father came back, this woman's son did not, and so on and so forth. This lady's boyfriend came back, this man's wife did not come back, this woman's son did not come back, and so on. This man will not go back after 5 years. He's got it tattooed on their broken rifle. Iraq veterans against the war, and like that. And here is, let's see, it's all called service. This is a mock battle during training, right? About medical evacuation and so on. That's the kind of mess they're making over there. Okay, so on that note, I want to sing this song. I probably sang it again before. I mean, this is from Spain, and it's about the young woman that boyfriend goes off to war. Says, I'm going off to war, and if you don't want to come with me, I'll write you a letter, and so on and so forth. And she gets it, just about faints. Her mother says, what's going on? She says, my boyfriend went to war. They want to kill him. She says, don't worry about it. We will link your hearts in a chain of love. Ay, Lolita, me voy a la queja. Tú conmigo no quieres venir, si no quieres venirte conmigo, una carta te voy a escribir. Una carta el cartero le trajo, una carta la Lola le dio y la Lola se puso a leerla. Un desmayo a la Lola le dio. ¿Qué te pasa, Lola, de mi alma? ¿Qué te pasa, Lola, de mi amor? Que mi novio se ha ido a la guerra. Madre mía, lo quieren matar. No te importa, Lola de mi alma, no te importa, Lola de mi amor, uniremos los dos corazones y formamos cadena de amor. Lolita, me voy a la casa. Tú conmigo no quieres venir, si no quieres venirte conmigo, una carta te voy a escribir, una carta te voy a escribir. Well, as I said earlier, I think we're celebrating today the 30th anniversary of this flag, which we showed on the very first day. We had it sideways then. Remember, we turned the camera? All right, this is the Chinese character for language in bold green duct tape. And except there's one difference, and that is the plus sign in the middle of the mouth part. See, this represents mouth with words coming up out of it. There's one now over the top. Wow, wow, wow. Words, mouth coming in, and so on. But the plus there means talk positive, among other things. Hablar positivamente. Utilice la boca positivamente. But also it means speech from the sacred mouth of land. This is the flag, as so far as I have made it, of the Taoist Romantic Revolution and Republic. And you can read all about this. Google it. I don't know. Maybe it's on the internet somewhere. We'll reveal it as we go. More and more. We don't know what we're talking about. Who cares? Okay. So I want to do a little reading now of the poem that I wrote when I first flew this flag 30 years ago at Cedar Grove, New Mexico. Okay. And it's embodied here on the current broadsheet, which just came out today on purpose. And I gotta use, this is 8-point type, so I gotta use my glasses.